The Atlantic Ocean was calm the night humanity heard the signal. At exactly 2:13 a.m., deep beneath the waves, every monitoring station connected to the global oceanic network suddenly went offline for 12 seconds. Only 12. But that was enough. Inside the Oceanic Research Center in Boston, Dr. Noah Carter stared at the massive screen in disbelief. The signal had appeared without warning. No satellite detected it. No submarine transmitted it. No known technology could even produce frequencies that deep underwater. Yet there it was, a perfect repeating pattern coming from nearly 7 miles beneath the Atlantic Ocean. Noah leaned closer to the monitor. At first it sounded like static. Then the pattern changed. 3 pulses. Pause. 3 more. Almost like a heartbeat. The room around him buzzed with panic. Researchers rushed between terminals. Military officers demanded explanations. But Noah ignored them all. Because something about the signal felt wrong. Not dangerous. Familiar. As if he had heard it somewhere before. A technician approached him nervously. "Sir, the source location just updated." Noah frowned. "That's impossible. Deep-sea signals didn't move. Especially not at that depth." But when the new coordinates appeared on the screen, the entire room fell silent. The source was traveling beneath the ocean floor. Fast. Much faster than any submarine on Earth. One of the military officers stepped forward. Could this be Russian? Another scientist shook her head immediately. No human vehicle can survive those pressures. Then every screen inside the research center suddenly flickered. The signal volume increased. The speakers released a deep metallic sound that echoed through the room. Several monitors exploded instantly. People stumbled backward. And then, the signal changed again. This time it wasn't random pulses. It was a voice. Distorted. Ancient. Barely understandable. But everyone in the room heard the same sentence. "Do not open the gate." The transmission ended. Complete silence followed. Noah's heart pounded violently. One of the officers whispered, "What gate?" Before anyone could answer, alarms erupted across the facility. A satellite feed from the Atlantic appeared automatically on the main screen. At first the ocean looked normal. Dark. Endless. Then something massive moved beneath the water. Something so large it displaced miles of ocean around it. The shape vanished seconds later. But the ocean did not calm down. Because directly above the location, the water was beginning to glow. Blue. Bright. Unnatural. Noah stared at the screen in horror. Because the glowing pattern beneath the ocean wasn't random. It was a symbol. And somehow, he already knew what it meant. Noah did not move. The glowing symbol beneath the Atlantic filled the main screen. It was massive. Miles wide. Perfectly shaped. And impossible. The blue light pulsed beneath the waves like something breathing under the ocean. A military officer stepped closer. "Dr. Carter, what does it mean?" Noah wanted to say he didn't know. But that would have been a lie. He had seen the symbol before. Not in a textbook. Not in a research file. In a dream. The same dream he had been having since childhood. A dark ocean. A city beneath the water. And a voice calling his name from somewhere deep below. Before Noah could answer, another alarm activated. A research submarine had been sent toward the signal source 20 minutes earlier. Its live feed suddenly appeared on screen. The submarine moved through complete darkness nearly 7 miles below the surface. Floodlights cut through the black water. Nothing appeared. Then the pilot's voice came through. "Command, we're seeing structures." The room froze. The camera tilted downward. At first, Noah thought he was looking at cliffs. Then the lights moved closer. They were buildings. Gigantic stone towers buried beneath centuries of ocean silt. Roads. Bridges. Massive walls covered in glowing blue veins. A city. Hidden beneath the Atlantic. One scientist whispered, "Atlantis." Nobody laughed. Because it was real. Then the submarine's lights flickered. The pilot's breathing changed. "Command, something is moving below us." The camera turned. For a second, a shadow passed beneath the city. Bigger than any whale. Bigger than any submarine. Bigger than the buildings themselves. Then the feed distorted. The pilot screamed once. The screen went black. Noah grabbed the console. "Get the signal back." Static filled the speakers. Then one final transmission came through. Not from the pilot. From something else. Noah Carter. His blood turned cold. The voice continued. "You finally heard us." The room fell silent. Noah Carter slowly stepped away from the console. Every person inside the research center stared at him. Because the voice from the submarine had known his name. Not guessed it. Known it. The military officers immediately began speaking over one another. Who was that? How does it know him? Was this planned? Noah ignored them. His eyes remained locked on the black submarine feed. His pulse was racing. Because the voice sounded familiar. Not human. Not mechanical. Ancient. Like something speaking through water itself. Then the main screen suddenly flickered again. A new signal appeared. Stronger this time. The blue symbol beneath the Atlantic pulsed brighter. One of the researchers looked terrified. The energy levels are increasing. How much? She swallowed hard. Too much. Then something impossible happened. Every monitor inside the facility began displaying the same image. Not ocean data. Not satellite feeds. A door. A massive circular door covered in glowing blue symbols. Buried somewhere beneath the ocean floor. The image lasted only seconds before vanishing. But Noah recognized it instantly. From his dreams. The same door. The same symbols. The same darkness behind it. His hands started shaking. A scientist beside him whispered, "How are all the systems showing the same thing?" Nobody answered. Then another transmission came through the speakers. Static. Heavy breathing. And finally, the submarine pilot. His voice trembled violently. "Please, don't come down here." The room froze. The pilot was alive. "Noah." He whispered weakly. "They're waking up." A loud metallic sound echoed behind him. Like something enormous moving underwater. The pilot began crying. "Oh God. Oh God, they know we're here." Then another voice entered the transmission. Deep. Ancient. Calm. The same voice from before. "You opened the signal." The pilot screamed. The transmission ended. Complete silence followed. Then emergency alarms activated across the entire facility. One of the military technicians looked up from his terminal. His face had turned pale. "We have multiple disappearances." "What?" He looked toward Noah. 3 cargo ships vanished near the Atlantic coordinates. Another researcher stood up. "Sir, there's more." She pointed toward the satellite map. The Atlantic Ocean was changing color. A massive dark circle was slowly spreading beneath the surface. Miles wide. Growing larger every minute. Then the final alert appeared on the screen. Global tidal disturbance detected. Noah stared at the warning. Because deep down, he already knew the truth. Something beneath the Atlantic Ocean had just awakened. Something beneath the Atlantic Ocean had awakened. The news spread worldwide within hours. At first governments tried to hide it. They blamed underwater earthquakes, magnetic disturbances, military testing. But the internet had already seen the satellite images. The glowing blue circle beneath the Atlantic. The vanished cargo ships. The lost submarine. People were panicking. Inside the Boston Research Center, Noah Carter stood alone in the observation room overlooking the ocean data chamber. He hadn't slept in 31 hours. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the same thing, the giant circular door beneath the ocean floor. And the voice behind it. You opened the signal. A knock interrupted his thoughts. Lena Brooks entered the room. Former Navy commander. Deep sea specialist. The woman chosen to lead the next expedition. She tossed a classified tablet onto the table. We found the submarine. Noah looked up instantly. Where? 3 miles from the original coordinates. Any survivors? Lena didn't answer immediately. That told him enough. She activated the footage. The damaged submarine rested on the ocean floor beside massive stone ruins. The hull looked crushed. Not exploded. Crushed. As if something enormous had grabbed it. Then the camera moved. Noah's stomach tightened. The ruins stretched for miles beneath the Atlantic. Towering structures. Massive statues. Ancient bridges disappearing into darkness. An entire civilization hidden beneath the ocean. Atlantis. Real. Lena crossed her arms. The city is older than human history. How old? Maybe 12,000 years. Noah stared at the screen. That was impossible. Human civilization wasn't supposed to exist at that scale back then. Then Lena zoomed in on one of the structures. A symbol was carved into the stone. Noah's blood ran cold. It was the same symbol glowing beneath the ocean. The same symbol from his dreams. Lena noticed his expression. You've seen it before. It wasn't a question. Noah hesitated. Then nodded slowly. In dreams. The room fell silent. Most people would have laughed. Lena didn't. Instead she opened another file. This was found inside the submarine. An audio recording began playing. Static filled the speakers. Then came heavy breathing. The pilot. Terrified. There are people down here. Noah frowned. What? The recording continued. They're watching us from the buildings. Lena paused the audio. The submarine cameras never captured anyone. But the crew reported movement throughout the city. Noah felt cold. What happened to them? Lena looked directly at him. We think something took them. Before Noah could respond, every light inside the facility suddenly went out. Emergency alarms activated instantly. The entire building shook violently. Then a voice echoed through the darkness. Not from the speakers. From somewhere deep below the ocean. You should not have returned. You should not have returned. The voice echoed through the dark facility. Cold. Ancient. Inhuman. Emergency lights activated seconds later, flooding the research center in deep red flashes. Noah felt frozen in place. The voice hadn't come through speakers. Everyone in the room had heard it inside their heads. Lena slowly reached for her sidearm. Tell me that was a system hack. Nobody answered. Because nobody believed that anymore. Then the ocean monitoring screens suddenly turned back on. Every camera facing the Atlantic displayed the same thing. The water was rising, not like a normal tide. The entire ocean surface above the coordinates was bulging upward. As if something enormous beneath it was pushing toward the surface. Scientists rushed between terminals. One technician looked terrified. The pressure readings are impossible. Another shouted from across the room. We're detecting movement beneath the city. Noah moved toward the main display. A deep-sea drone feed had activated automatically. The camera descended through black water toward Atlantis. The ruins glowed brighter than before. Blue light flowed through the streets like veins beneath skin. Then the drone turned toward the center of the city. And Noah stopped breathing. The massive circular door from his dreams stood there. Larger than any building around it. Covered in glowing symbols. The ocean floor around it was cracked open. Something inside was trying to get out. Then movement appeared near the doorway. Humanoid figures slowly emerged from the darkness. Tall. Thin. Pale blue skin. Black eyes reflecting the glowing city lights. Not human. But close enough to be terrifying. The room fell silent. One of the creatures stepped closer to the drone. It stared directly into the camera. Then spoke perfect English. "You must leave this place." Lena whispered, "What the hell are they?" The being ignored her. Its eyes remained fixed on Noah. "The signal has already spread." Noah felt cold. "What signal?" The creature's expression changed. "Fear. Real fear." Then it answered. "The one beneath your moon." Silence filled the room. Noah frowned. "Our moon." Before the creature could continue, the ocean behind it suddenly darkened. The glowing city lights flickered. Then a gigantic shadow moved beneath Atlantis itself. The creature turned in horror. No. The water around the city began shaking violently. Buildings collapsed. The drone feed distorted with static. And for one terrifying second, a massive eye opened beneath the ocean floor. Looking directly upward. Watching Earth. Then the transmission ended. The transmission ended. For several seconds, nobody spoke. The image of the giant eye remained burned into Noah's mind. Beneath Atlantis. Beneath the ocean floor. Something had opened its eye and looked up at Earth. Lena finally broke the silence. That thing was not part of the city. Noah nodded slowly. No. His voice was low. The city was built above it. The realization changed everything. Atlantis had not been a lost civilization. It had been a seal. A prison built on top of something ancient. Then the main screen activated again. The pale blue being from the drone feed appeared through heavy static. Its face looked terrified. Noah Carter. Noah stepped closer. "How do you know my name?" The being ignored the question. "You must not let the surface nations send weapons here." Lena narrowed her eyes. "Why?" The being looked behind itself as blue lights flickered across the ruined city. "Because violence wakes the echo." Noah felt the word strike him like ice. The echo? The being's black eyes returned to him. The first voice below Earth. A new image appeared beside it. Ancient carvings. A massive eye beneath the ocean. Human figures kneeling before waves. The being continued. "Your people call this place Atlantis." A pause. "We call it the first lock." Noah stared at the screen. "Lock for what?" The being's voice dropped. "For the thing that remembers every civilization it erased." Suddenly alarms exploded across the research center. A military fleet had entered the restricted Atlantic zone. Missile submarines. Destroyers. Orbital targeting systems. Lena grabbed the radio. "Tell them to stand down." But it was too late. On the satellite feed, one submarine launched a deep impact missile toward the glowing city. Noah's blood ran cold. The pale being screamed, "No!" The missile vanished into the ocean. Seconds later, the entire Atlantic turned blue. Then came the sound. A heartbeat. Deep. Massive. Angry. Boom. Every screen in the facility cracked. Boom. The ocean surface split open for miles. Boom. And beneath Atlantis, the echo began to wake. The echo began to wake. Across the Atlantic Ocean, waves rose higher than skyscrapers. Entire naval fleets vanished beneath walls of water. On satellite feeds, the ocean no longer looked natural. It looked alive. Inside the Boston Research Center, emergency alarms screamed non-stop. Governments worldwide had entered full military alert. Fighter jets filled the skies. Missile systems activated across multiple countries. And still, the heartbeat beneath Atlantis continued. Boom. The walls trembled. Boom. Lights flickered. Boom. Noah could feel it inside his chest now, like the entire planet was sinking with something ancient beneath the ocean. Then every monitor in the facility suddenly displayed the moon. The room fell silent. A massive dark line had appeared across the lunar surface. At first it looked like a canyon. Then it moved. Lena stepped closer to the screen. That's impossible. The line opened slowly. Like an eyelid. Noah's blood turned cold. There was another eye. Watching Earth from the moon itself. The pale blue being reappeared through static. Its face showed panic. The echo is connecting. Connecting to what? Noah demanded. The being looked toward the moon feed. To the second prison. Silence filled the room. Noah stared at the screen. There's another one on the moon. The being nodded slowly. The first civilization divided the echo long ago. A new image appeared beside it. Ancient humans standing beneath stars. Massive structures built across Earth and the moon. And something dark trapped between them. The prisons weakened over time, the being said. But now both are opening. Suddenly the satellite feed changed. The moon moved. Only slightly. But enough for every scientist in the room to panic. Orbit calculations began flashing red across the screens. One researcher looked horrified. The moon is changing position. That can't happen. But it was happening. Tidal simulations exploded across the displays. If the orbit shifted further, coastal cities around the world would disappear underwater. Then another heartbeat shook the building. Boom. This time Noah heard something else beneath it. A voice. Whispering. Millions of whispers overlapping together. Calling from beneath the Atlantic. Calling his name. Noah. 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 He covered his ears. But the voices only grew louder. Then the pale being said the words that froze the entire room. The echo remembers you. Noah looked up slowly. What? The being's black eyes locked onto his. You were here before the last extinction. The heartbeat echoed again. And somewhere beneath Atlantis, something enormous began rising toward the surface. Something enormous began rising beneath Atlantis. The satellite feeds shook violently as the ocean surface started spiraling inward. Not outward. Inward. Like the Atlantic itself was being pulled into a giant hole beneath the sea. Military ships tried to retreat. Most never made it. One destroyer disappeared completely as the water collapsed beneath it. No explosion. No wreckage. Gone. Inside the research center, Noah struggled to breathe. The whispers inside his head were getting louder. Fragments of voices. Fragments of memories. Images flashed through his mind. Towering cities, black oceans. A red moon hanging above Earth. And millions of people running from something hidden beneath the water. Lena grabbed his shoulder. Noah. He snapped back to reality. Blood was dripping from his nose. The pale blue being still watched him through the damaged transmission. The echo is searching your memory. Noah wiped the blood away. "What is it?" The being hesitated. Then answered. "The last survivor." Silence filled the room. "What do you mean, survivor?" The being lowered its head. "The echo has destroyed 6 civilizations before yours." A holographic image appeared beside it. Different versions of Earth. Different human civilizations. Some highly advanced. Some ancient. All gone. The first civilization discovered the echo beneath the ocean millions of years ago. The images changed again. Massive structures beneath the Atlantic. Machines built across the moon. A giant prison surrounding something impossible. They could not kill it, the being whispered. So they divided its mind. Noah stared at the moon feed. The second prison. The being nodded. The moon is not natural. Every person in the room froze. The being continued. It was moved into orbit to seal half of the echo. Noah felt sick. Humanity had spent centuries exploring the moon. Building on it. Living on it. And all this time, it had been part of a prison. Then every screen in the facility suddenly turned black. One sentence appeared across all monitors. "The surface will fall again." The heartbeat beneath Atlantis grew louder. Boom. 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 Then the Atlantic Ocean split apart. On live satellite feeds, a gigantic dark structure began rising from beneath the sea. Miles wide. Covered in glowing blue symbols, the top of the structure slowly emerged through the waves. Lena stared at it in horror. "That's not a city." Noah realized the truth seconds later. Atlantis wasn't beneath the ocean. Atlantis was built on top of something else. Something far older. Something waking up beneath the earth itself. Then the structure moved. And the entire planet began to shake. The entire planet began to shake. Across the world, earthquakes erupted without warning. Tokyo lost power. Los Angeles flooded within minutes. London's underground tunnels collapsed beneath rising seawater. And in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, the structure continued rising. Miles of black metal emerged from beneath the sea. Ancient. Impossible. Its surface was covered in glowing blue symbols that pulsed like veins. Noah stared at the satellite feed in horror. Atlantis had never been a city. It had been a lid. A seal built to cover whatever was hidden below. Then the structure stopped moving. For a moment, the ocean became completely still. No waves. No wind. Nothing. The silence terrified Noah more than the chaos. Then the whispers returned. Stronger this time. Not just inside his head. Inside everyone's. Researchers dropped to their knees. Military officers covered their ears. People across the world began hearing the same voice. Remember. Noah froze. Images exploded through his mind again. A different Earth. Massive cities stretching across oceans. A silver moon much closer to the planet. And giant towers surrounding the Atlantic, the first civilization. He was seeing their memories. Then came the final image. A door opening beneath the ocean floor. And something looking out from the darkness. Noah stumbled backward. Lena caught him before he fell. "What did you see?" He could barely speak. They opened it before. The pale blue being appeared once more on the damaged screen. Its face looked hopeless now. The first civilization believed they could control the echo. A pause. They were wrong. Suddenly another alert activated. The moon feed. Everyone looked up. The dark eye on the lunar surface had opened completely. Blue light spread across the moon like cracks in glass. Then a deep sound echoed through every communication system on Earth. Not a heartbeat. A voice. Ancient. Endless. Awake. The seventh civilization. The building trembled violently. The voice continued. You remember us. Noah felt cold spread through his body. Because somehow, the voice was speaking directly to him. Then the Atlantic structure split open. A massive circular gap appeared at its center. Darkness moved inside it. Not water. Not shadow. Something alive. Something enormous. The pale being whispered in terror, the gate. Noah stared at the opening. And slowly realized the horrifying truth. The signal had never been a warning. It had been a key. And humanity had just unlocked the door beneath Atlantis. Humanity had unlocked the door beneath Atlantis. The massive circular gate continued opening beneath the Atlantic Ocean. Satellite feeds showed endless darkness inside it. No bottom. No light. Just an abyss stretching deep beneath Earth. Then something moved inside. At first Noah thought it was smoke. Then the darkness began rising. Tendrils. Massive black tendrils larger than skyscrapers slowly emerged from the gate. The ocean around them started boiling instantly. Entire storms formed above the Atlantic within seconds. Lightning covered the sky. The pale blue being collapsed to its knees. The echo is crossing over. Military commanders across the world launched attacks immediately. Missiles streaked toward the gate. Orbital weapons fired from space. For one brief moment humanity believed it could fight back. Then the tendrils touched the missiles. Every weapon vanished. Not destroyed. Erased. Like they had never existed. The world fell silent. Noah stared at the screen in horror. The echo wasn't a creature. It was something far worse. A living distortion. A thing that did not belong inside reality. Then the whispers returned. Stronger than ever. Millions of voices speaking together. We remember you. Noah grabbed the edge of the console. Pain exploded inside his head. More memories flooded into him. He saw the first civilization. He saw Atlantis before it sank. Towering silver cities beneath a glowing sky. And at the center of the ocean, the gate. Already open. The first civilization had not discovered the echo. They had summoned it. Noah stumbled backward. They called it here. Lena looked at him. What? He could barely breathe. The signal. It wasn't a warning. It was an invitation. Silence consumed the room. Then every screen across the facility activated simultaneously. The same message appeared worldwide. On phones. On satellites. On televisions. On military systems. A single sentence. The echo has returned. Outside, people across Boston began screaming. Noah turned toward the observation window. The ocean beyond the city was rising. Fast. A giant wave stretched across the horizon. Miles high. Moving toward the coast. Then the moon cracked. Everyone in the room looked up at the live feed. A massive fracture spread across the lunar surface. Blue light exploded outward. And beneath the moon, another eye slowly opened. Watching Earth. Watching Noah. Then the voice spoke one final time. And this time the entire planet heard it. Open the final gate. The words echoed across Earth. Every screen. Every radio. Every military frequency. Humanity had never heard a voice like it before. It did not sound angry. It sounded certain. As if the end of civilization had already been decided. Outside Boston, the ocean swallowed the coastline within minutes. Entire districts disappeared beneath black water. People ran through flooded streets while emergency sirens screamed across the city. Inside the research center, Noah stared at the moon feed in horror. The fracture across the lunar surface continued spreading. Blue light poured from the crack like something trapped inside was trying to escape. Lena looked toward him. "What is the final gate?" Before Noah could answer, the pale blue being spoke again. Its voice trembled. The first civilization built 3 locks. A holographic image appeared above the damaged terminal. Atlantis. The moon. And a third location hidden beneath Earth. Noah's blood ran cold. "There's another prison." The being nodded slowly. "The final gate seals the echo's true form." Silence filled the room. Lena frowned. "What have we been fighting then?" The being looked terrified. "Only fragments." Nobody spoke after that. Because if the echo above Atlantis was only part of the creature, then its real body had to be unimaginable. Suddenly Noah's head exploded with pain. Another memory forced itself into his mind. He saw the first civilization standing around a giant machine beneath the ocean. He saw millions dying as black waves consumed entire continents. And he saw himself again. Not Noah Carter. Someone older. Someone from the first civilization. Standing before the gate as Earth burned. Then he heard his own voice from the memory. "If the echo wakes again, humanity must never open the final gate." Noah staggered backward. Lena grabbed him. "What did you see?" His face had gone pale. "I was there." The room fell silent. Then another alarm activated. Deep underground seismic activity had appeared beneath Antarctica. Everyone turned toward the world map. A massive energy signal was rising beneath the ice. The pale being closed its eyes. The final gate. Noah stared at the frozen continent. The last prison was beneath Antarctica. Then the moon cracked wider. A gigantic blue symbol appeared across its surface. The same symbol from Atlantis. The same symbol from Noah's dreams. And somewhere beneath the Antarctic ice, something ancient began opening its eyes. Something ancient began opening its eyes beneath Antarctica. The room fell silent. Every screen in the research center focused on the frozen continent. The energy readings were beyond anything scientists had ever recorded. Entire glaciers were moving. Mountains of ice were cracking apart. And from deep below the Antarctic ice sheet, a blue light was rising. Noah felt cold. Not physical cold. Something deeper. A feeling he recognized from the memories. The same feeling the first civilization had experienced before its fall. The pale blue being stared at the screens in horror. "It remembers." Lena turned toward it. "What remembers?" The being hesitated. Then answered. "The part beneath Antarctica." A new image appeared above the terminal. 3 massive circles connected by glowing lines. Atlantis. The moon. Antarctica. The 3 locks. The 3 prisons. The 3 pieces of the echo. Noah suddenly understood. The first civilization had never trapped one creature. They had divided it. Broken it apart. And hidden the pieces across Earth. But now, the pieces were reconnecting. Then the whispers stopped. For the first time since the signal appeared, complete silence filled Noah's mind. That terrified him more than the voices ever had. Because it meant the echo no longer needed to search. It had found what it wanted. Then every monitor across the facility went black. A single image appeared. No text. No symbols. Just a human face. Noah's face. The room froze. Lena slowly stepped backward. The image smiled. Not Noah. Something wearing Noah's face. Then it spoke. "We remember." The screens exploded. Glass shattered across the room. Researchers screamed. Emergency power failed. For several seconds the facility was plunged into darkness. Then satellite feeds returned. And everyone saw it. Antarctica had split open. A circular structure larger than a city was emerging from beneath the ice. Ancient black metal. Covered in the same glowing symbols. The final gate. The pale blue being lowered its head. It's over. Noah stared at the screen. No. The being looked at him. You don't understand. The first civilization failed. The Nereons failed. Humanity will fail. But Noah wasn't listening. Because another memory had surfaced. The final memory hidden by his ancient self. A memory about the echo. A memory about how it could be stopped. And for the first time since the signal appeared, Noah smiled. Because the echo had made a mistake. The echo had made a mistake. For the first time since the signal appeared, Noah was no longer afraid. The memory was finally complete. 40,000 years ago, the first civilization had not simply imprisoned the echo. They had discovered its weakness. And they had hidden that knowledge inside a living bloodline. A bloodline that eventually led to Noah Carter. The realization hit him like lightning. The dreams. The symbols. The memories. They had never been random. They were instructions. A message sent across thousands of generations. Waiting for the right person to remember. Waiting for him. Outside, the world was collapsing. The Atlantic gate remained open. The moon continued cracking apart. And beneath Antarctica, the final gate was rising toward the surface. But Noah finally understood what the first civilization had learned. The echo fed on attention. On awareness. On fear. Every civilization it destroyed had made the same mistake. They fought it. They studied it. They focused on it. And by doing so, they made it stronger. The pale blue being stared at him. You know now, don't you? Noah nodded. The echo isn't invading. The being remained silent. It needs witnesses. Lena looked confused. What does that mean? Noah pointed toward the screens. The more minds that observe it, the more real it becomes. The room went quiet. Then another memory surfaced. The first civilization had almost won once before. Not with weapons. Not with technology. With silence. They had disconnected their global networks. Destroyed their communication systems. And hidden the echo from humanity's awareness. For a short time, it had begun fading. Then panic spread. People searched for answers. Billions focused on the echo. And it returned stronger than ever. The same mistake was happening again. Every screen on Earth was showing the gates. Every news network was broadcasting them. Humanity was feeding it. Then the ground shook violently. The final gate in Antarctica opened. A beam of blue light shot into the sky. The Atlantic gate responded instantly. The crack across the moon expanded. The three prisons were reconnecting. The echo was becoming whole again. The pale blue being lowered its head. We don't have much time. Noah looked at the world map. Then. Shut everything down. The room fell silent. Lena stared at Noah. What? Every network. Every satellite. Every broadcast. Noah pointed toward the screens. The echo exists because humanity keeps looking at it. The pale blue being nodded slowly. For the first time, it agreed. The order spread across the planet. Governments resisted at first. Then the evidence became impossible to ignore. Within hours, Earth began going dark. News channels disappeared. Satellites shut down. Communication networks collapsed. Screens went black across the world. People no longer saw the gates. No longer saw the moon. No longer saw the echo. And something strange happened. The Atlantic gate stopped growing. The lunar fracture slowed. The Antarctic beam weakened. The echo was fading. Then the sky split open. Above Earth, a gigantic shape appeared. Not a creature. Not a machine. Something far stranger. A living darkness stretching across the horizon. Millions of eyes opened within it. Watching. Searching. Hungry. Humanity finally saw the echo's true form. And then the power grids went dark. The world became silent. For the first time in centuries, Earth stopped looking back. The echo screamed. The sound shook oceans and mountains. It could no longer see humanity clearly. It could no longer anchor itself to reality. The pale blue being smiled. "We're losing it." "No," Noah said quietly. "It's losing us." The Atlantic gate began collapsing inward. The moon's fracture started healing. The Antarctic structure cracked apart. But Noah knew it wasn't enough. A small connection still remained. One final link. Him. The memories. The bloodline. The signal. The echo had followed humanity through him. The guardian knowledge of the first civilization had survived inside his mind. If he remained, the echo would always have a path back. Lena seemed to understand immediately. "No." Noah looked at her. "If I stay, it returns. There has to be another way." He smiled sadly. 40,000 years of history says there isn't. The pale blue being stepped forward. "The choice is yours." Noah looked at Earth one final time. The oceans. The cities. The people who would never know how close they came to extinction. Then he walked toward the collapsing gate. The darkness inside it was fading. The echo's eyes were disappearing one by one. Noah stopped at the edge. And jumped. A burst of blue light erupted across the Atlantic. The gates shattered. The lunar fracture vanished. The Antarctic prison sealed forever. And the echo disappeared. Hours later, the oceans calmed. The moon returned to normal. The stars shined once again. Humanity survived. But Noah Carter was gone. No body was ever found. No trace remained. Only a final message appeared inside the world's restored communication systems. A single sentence. Some doors were never meant to be opened. The message vanished, and somewhere beyond time, beyond oceans, and beyond the reach of the echo, Noah Carter smiled.